Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, my name is Kingsley. Welcome to the ESFL Network presenting IXC 3. It's going to be an amazing card. We have an exciting number of fights for you guys. And alongside me as your commentator is going to be Boiler569. How you doing, man?
Kingsley, super stoked to be here again. A lot of violence in the cards tonight. We got two championships, the main event and the co-main event, as well as several up-and-coming contenders. Something of note, this is actually the first affiliate or partner league of the ESFL where ESFL members are not allowed to compete. So truly kind of that feeder system, and we got a lot of guys here competing for potentially a spot in the ESFL, but not to mention the IXC belts as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, not one fight, but two title fights in our co-main, in our main event. And while we're talking about that, let's take a look at the fight card tonight because we have 6 amazing fights to show for you guys here on the ESFL Network. I mean, when you look at this card, I mean, the featherweight title for the IXC featherweight title is on the line. And then the main event is the middleweight title for IXC is going to be on the line. Which other fight are you taking notice before we get into those two fights?
Good question. You know, Slack and Great Mist caught my attention just because I've kind of followed them a little bit in the past. Killer Be Killed. I've heard a couple rumors that he's legit. So I have not done my scouting on him per se, besides the scouting report that we were given in the back, which we'll go through right before that fight. But Killer Be Killed kind of piqued my interest, as well as that Slack Great Mist fight. But you know, really all eyes on those two championship fights. Gamebred coming back, trying to get that title back. Former champ versus Youngkillz. And of course, as you said earlier, the featherweight championship, Joe the Monster versus Shells 2K. So really, top to bottom, going to be legit. And those two championship fights, really going to be fun.
Yeah, all these fights are looking amazing, especially our two title fights are going to be coming up. I think they're both 5-round fights, possibly. Maybe the co-main's a 3-round fight. But before we get into the title hype, it looks like it's time for our first fight. As our first fight seems like they're both at the fighter selection. It is going to be Mystic Mac versus that Aussie. And Boiler, what can you tell me about that Aussie as he's making his first fight here?
Absolutely. Let's see. We got that Aussie. He wants to dominate the leagues and ranked. Definitely a striker, but able to grapple well when needed. You know, Aussie's expecting Mac to come out strong, throw a lot of jabs. His hope, Aussie's hope, is to try to take him down, get that sub. Aussie even said he may get finished on the feet, so he's very cautious and cautious of that. Mystic Mac trying to get as many wins as possible, get that top 20. Big stand-up boxer. So these guys know each other well, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, these guys are looking to make a name for themselves on the spotlight of the ESFL Network as we are presenting IXC 3 live here on Twitch and on YouTube. As you see, both guys. Let's see what happens.
Absolutely. Getting in a slight amount of lag. Round restart. Bug, or hopefully that will be the first and only time of the night. Here we go again.
Just like deja vu. Just like deja vu, as we are finally again starting round 1 of our first fight. As we saw Mac in the blue gloves using the Masvidal pick, that Aussie in the red using the George St. Pierre. And so far, guys are trying to find their distance a little bit. We see a couple strikes coming out. We see a takedown attempt trying to land, but his back is to the cage, and now we see again, Mac on the back foot of this clinch attempt.
Yeah, and really, Aussie was pushing him up against the cage. Had him in a good position, but Mac got right off of there. Now he's putting fists in his face. So didn't go as well as Mr. Aussie wanted there. He had the position, but lost it pretty quick.
Yeah, and good combinations coming out from both competitors. As you see, a vicious uppercut and a hook to knock down that Aussie. That Aussie already in trouble in the first round here. Mac is doing some work right here, but again, in the clinch, into a judo throw.
Beautiful.
Gets fully taken out. That Aussie is going to have a chance to make some of that momentum back in this ground game.
And good denial right there. He overextended himself. Now he's putting him into that submission like he was talking about in that preview. So here we go. We're going to the races here.
Huge submission attempt. It seems like it's going to be mostly Mystic Mac's advantage to get out the submission right here. But again, that Aussie going for a submission attempt here, just letting his opponent be aware that he is capable of going for these submissions, especially since Masvidal is not really known for his ground game.
Yeah, unfortunately gave up position at that last second, tried to hop over, gave position, so we're standing up again. Masvidal looking to put some fists in GSP's face.
Yeah, and as we see, a little bit of a whiff with that hook attempt. And a nice pull, but whiffs on the left hook attempt from that Aussie. That Aussie trying to find his way back after suffering that knockdown earlier in the round. He suffers another knockdown again. That Aussie in so much trouble again, but he gets a nice sides up into a attempt, but doesn't get it. Mystic Mac put on a heck of a round right here.
Absolutely. He's putting these combos together. Pretty slick boxing. Just as Aussie was worried about, he's taking some big shots to the chops, and looks like his head health's getting knocked down pretty badly again. Over the top. Ooh. Counter.
Oh, another counter. Oh, no. But again, the restart. I think there's a patch coming up for this, but that's really unfortunate for Mac as he was getting those vicious knockdowns again. But, man, if you suffer through that, Boiler, what's going through your mind?
That is something, that's adversity. That's like being, hit in the groin or eye poked in a real fight. You can just forget that and keep moving forward.
Yeah, and you see with that restart, that Aussie was going for a submission attempt, and he wasn't knocked down again. Mr. Mac was able to escape with 30 seconds left on the clock of this first round. This is still the first round, as you see a pot drop into the get-up from Mac. Mac feeling really confident with his striking. He's just trying to keep it on the feet for the last couple of seconds.
He is. He had a great round. You can essentially consider this a 10-8 guaranteed. So he just needs to be careful and survive this reset round one more time.
Yeah, another reset. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be a couple seconds left. Shouldn't be much. Oh, but a spinning roundhouse kick from that Aussie. My goodness.
Wow.
All right.
Aussie's here to fight. He's not looking to roll over. I'll tell you that. Those restarts have been beneficial for that Aussie. I mean, look at that replay of just getting the rock on his opponent. That's going to give him some momentum going in the second round. But for Mr. Mac, what do you think he has to do? Just keep on the momentum of those two knockdown rounds. I think he needs to do what he was doing in terms of putting together simple but efficient combinations. Just keep throwing those 2-3 strike combinations. Have his opponent run right into them with some of that maybe kind of using too much head movement, and just lay on that pre-deny. Don't let him take you down. Fight smart, and you got this in the bag.
And as we get already started in the second round, again, that Aussie in the red gloves, Mr. Mac in the blue. We saw takedown attempt in the early round. Oh, but as soon as I said that, a huge knockdown for Mac. Continuing on, and that has to be it. The ground and pound situation, will that be it for Aussie? Aussie hanging strong with the block. He gets the reverse.
Survival. Unbelievable.
Takes the back.
He's got him out now. He's got him out.
Huge, nice defense from that Aussie. It seemed like Mr. Mac was on the cusp of victory, but now it's Aussie's turn to get some momentum back with these strikes. And you have to think he went for a submission 2 times in his ground situations. Do you think he's going to go for another submission, just try to drain that stamina down?
Well, just as he did that, he puts him in the crucifix. Probably exactly what I would have recommended. So he may just go with the ground and pound, put the submission on the shelf for now, and just kind of keep working the system, work Masvidal's stamina and head health at this rate. Nice denial there.
Yeah, and a very nice denial. He has to think he has to keep Mac on the ground. That stamina is low. The block gauge is low. Oh, this could actually be it. Is that it? That Aussie gets the victory against Mac with a nice surprising rebound from the first round to take the victory. What a fight, Boiler.
Wow, I mean, I'm not in his corner, but I essentially told him to do what he just did. Put the submissions on the shelf, go for that ground and pound, put him in that crucifix, gave it back to side control, side saddle, excuse me. But after that, got a big denial, started raining those ground and pound. And GSP hits hard in those positions, and that's all she wrote. We didn't see any real defense there, and just a few strikes, and you're gone.
Yeah, and you have to feel bad for Mystic Mac. I mean, he had such a dominant round in the first round, got 2 knockdowns, and he got another rock again. It was unfortunate that he got spinning roundhouse after those multiple restarts, but the fact that Mac kind of went on the ground, and he wasn't able to get out of it with the massive dollar peg. And kudos for that Aussie for just rebounding in that second round, knowing that he needed to keep it on the ground, knowing that his opponent wasn't the greatest when it came to the ground game. And when he had his opportunity to go for that posture up, it was all that she wrote. And hopefully we get to see these guys again. But that Aussie, good victory so far in the whole card. And that's how you want to start a card, with a nice ground and pound victory right there, Boiler.
Oh, we saw a lot of back and forth. I mean, those knockdowns were big time action. Some great survival on both sides, but as you said, the ground and pound unforgiving when it's coming from GSP, and big time knockout, big time win. I hope we see a rematch sometime down the line between those two.
Absolutely. But before we get into rematch, our second fight is ready to go as they're both in the fighter selection. It's going to be JD versus Midwest 23. And Boiler, what do you have on the scouting report for both of these gentlemen trying to fight tonight?
Absolutely. Let's start with JD. His goal is always get better, learn from mistakes, learn from what others do, which is one of the main reasons I hope a lot of our viewers on ESFL and IXC are here. Learn how to get better, watching some of the pros. So he's trying to do that, get that knowledge base to improve. Read and react is his style. See what the opponent's trying to do, make adjustments as necessary. Expecting a tough fight, no easy road to victory. Midwest, his goal is to cement his spot as one of the best fighters in the game. He wants to be the ESFL champion sooner rather than later, but you got to get through JD first. He would describe his style as a great boxer, great timing, wide variety of combos, lets his opponent choose the pace. And guess what? If they let Midwest dictate the pace, he's going to bring the pressure. Big time pressure fighter. Expecting close back and forth fight. JD, former IXC champion, so Midwest is quite aware of who he's going up against. So he's not looking past him trying to be an ESFL champ, but he's got a big, tough opponent right here.
Absolutely. I mean, especially with the fighter selections, Nate Diaz versus Justin Gaethje, you know there's going to be nothing but fireworks when it comes to the striking. So let's see what goes down in this whole contest as we see both competitors skipping this taunting. They're just ready to go, getting some respect as our second fight is ready to go. Again, JD Slickster is in the red gloves using the DS pick. Midwest Sniper 23 is going to be in the blue using Justin Gaethje.
This will be very interesting. The power of Gaethje and kind of that long-term stamina and pressure fighting of JD, a.k.a. Slickster. See where we're going here. I'm expecting some feeling out. We're seeing a little bit of volume, but no one overcommitting quite yet.
Yeah, and we're seeing those leg kicks coming out from Midwest. Midwest trying to use the overhand as well, and you have to think he's trying to set up to let his opponent know, like, those shots will be coming if you let me have an opportunity. But you see JD on the red side, he's getting some nice combos. He's using a little bit slips, but he's getting punished a little bit with his little agile strikes. So you have to think Midwest is just taking this time, trying to find his way into finding an opening. He tries to go for a clinch, but doesn't get it so far, Boiler.
No, but nice block break, and he's chopping that tree. He's already landed at least 4, maybe 5 good inside leg kicks with that 5-star Justin Gaethje leg kick. So if he commits to that, it could end up adding up, but he's being pretty patient otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, the patient with the leg kicks and just making Diaz whip his strikes a little bit is looking really good for Midwest. Midwest is using that kind of patient pressure at his opponent, and when he sees JD going a little bit to his grill, he's punishing JD with some vicious combinations in those leg kicks. And you can see the openings are starting to happen as Midwest is starting to piece up his opponent right now.
Absolutely. He's working that leg, and that's opening upstairs. So he's having that great blend between going upstairs and chopping down that tree. Beautiful work so far.
Yeah, under 2 minutes so far in this first round of our second fight here. And a vicious straight into the face of JD. JD on the ground. But you have to think Midwest has to be in rhythm, in sync of his strikes. But he can't get too careless because that was a nice combination from JD. JD is no slouch when it comes to strikeout game. He needs to find a way to answer back.
He absolutely does. The question is he running right into the fire? Because every time he's coming forward, he's getting popped in the mouth, and when he tries to retreat, he's catching the leg kick. So he's going to have to figure something out with the range, maybe some lateral movement.
Yeah, you have to see Midwest is getting some nice strikes out, and we saw JD try to use a little bit of a pull counter trying to sucker his opponent in. Let's see if that comes into play in the last couple seconds as we see a takedown tip landing for JD. JD, I think he needs to go to a posture, but I think Midwest is going to get up to the back of his cage, but so far so good. He was able to get the takedown, but nothing to any damaging result to score back some momentum. But a nice pull counter landing for JD.
Yep, I'm not sure about the strategic choice to go for that takedown. He scored the takedown, so you can give him that. Can't talk too bad about that, but got right back up. Gaethje with the big round, and fortunately looking kind of one-sided and not going the right way here.
I mean, we said that in the first fight. I mean, it seemed like a little bit one-sided, but anything is possible when you're in the spotlight of the ESFL network. So let's see if JD can answer back from that knockdown in the first round, as his second round is already started, and you see Midwest Sniper tries to go for an overhead. Oh, this is straight into the face of Midwest. As we said again, it's about adaptability, not how you start. And again, those pull counters are working so well for JD, but a vicious head kick landing for Midwest, getting some momentum back. It's now a slobber knocker as we see a power takedown slamming the head of JD. Midwest has to feel good about that, Boiler.
Oh, wow. Beautiful back and forth. Like you said, don't count anybody out, and adaptability is key. But we're seeing well, okay, I thought he was going to put him in rubber guard and maybe flip him to full guard, or the full mount, but we're back on the feet. It's anyone's fight at this point. Obviously, Slickster has a little bit more damage to the head and especially the leg, but we saw him absolutely rock Gaethje just a second ago.
Yeah, and now we're in the clinches of taking the knees to the body for Midwest. But you have to think he was using the leg kicks a lot in the first round. As he goes back to it, I was wondering when he was going to bring that back in, because that's how he opened JD in the first place, trying to get that rock. But now JD, he's finding a little bit of his rhythm. He's countering those overhands a little bit, and now it seems like one little mistake could change the fight for both of these comparisons. And a nice body shot landing for JD a moment ago. But again, all this stamina being used for Midwest. Midwest is trying to find his avenues once again, but taking his time. And nice leg kick. Oh, but the leg kick is hurt. The leg is hurt for JD. JD needs to find a way to just get out of the situation. But standing again with the pressure trying to suffocate his opponent. Boy, this has been absolutely crazy so far.
Absolutely. Slickster just keeps coming forward, not scared at all, even though his head is rocked. His right leg is turning into a noodle, but he's not scared. Midwest slugging it out. We're seeing some good action here and some pretty skillful play as well.
Absolutely. 1:30 left in the second round of our second fight. And again, the knee to the body in the clinch attempt working dividends for Midwest. Midwest needs to find a way to just open up his opponent. He needs to watch out for the pull counter as well, as JD is looking for it. He feels like he's gotten a little more confidence from the first round, but he needs to be careful as well, as we're approaching under 1 minute. Again, oh, but another pull counter lands for JD. JD smelling blood in the water right now. Tries to go for overhead, but doesn't land. Midwest kind of on the ropes right here with a couple seconds left. He goes for a takedown, gets the back. Will he go for a slam or maybe a submission attempt here, Boiler?
Wow, it's pretty incredible what's going on, especially with those pull counters. Midwest Sniper's doing much better off of his back foot when he's forcing Slickster, a.k.a. JD, to come forward. But when he's pushing forward and throwing too many hooks, he's getting countered. So a lot of back and forth. We'll see if Midwest Sniper can adapt and stop over-committing, because that's when he's getting caught, like we just saw in the replay right there. Perfect example.
Well, it looks like we absolutely have a fight right here. It could be possibly 1-1 going to the third and final round from both these competitors. Someone needs to knock somebody out in this third and final round to get the decision. So let's see what happens. JD again red, Midwest in the blue. Both guys find the pocket, and those pull counters have been working so well for JD. Let's see if he finally has the avenue to strike again. But again, Midwest, he's using these combinations so well to disrupt that blockade, and the leg kicks are landing. You have to think, Boiler, that JD needs to switch up his stance to just avoid the leg kicks just doing more damage.
I would think that he would have done so already. He hasn't, and he's still coming forward. Therefore, Midwest needs to keep throwing him. I felt like he went away from the head kick a little.
Oh! Huge rock and a huge knockdown. That would change everything. As you said, Boiler, That is a huge momentum shift. The judges are going to look good with that, especially with such a close fight between these two. Oh, overhand land! Huge over the pull. If he had enough stamina for that pull counter, that could have been lights out. But Midwest taking advantage, tries to go for a leg kick, but doesn't land. Tries to go a head kick again. JD trying to answer back with another pull counter, but doesn't do enough damage. Midwest fighting inside the bubble, but the pull counter lands. Pull counter lands. 3 minutes to go in the third and final round. JD, can he pull up the upset and comeback? But again, the takedown, Boiler.
Wow, we got a little chance to breathe here. Unbelievable. We're seeing the crowd pound looking for a finish almost. Ooh. Both guys back and forth, both within an inch of being knocked out, but coming back strong. We're seeing some big He stands up, though. He stands up.
Ooh. Nice. Oh, but the leg kicks again. The leg kicks are coming to haunt JD. Again, he needs to switch up his stance. He can't deal with this. Gaethje's stamina is so low, but Midwest doesn't care. He will attack the legs, but we finally see a switch of stance from JD. Now, can JD take advantage and come back? But no, he gets rocked again, and the body shots are landing. Can Midwest put it away? This seems like this is his opportunity. He gets another knockdown. Approaching 1:30 left in the third and final round. It's Mom Spaghetti time as we see a rock again. JD trying to fight his way back. This is absolutely insane. The body shots, the hooks. Another takedown lands. Boiler, oh my goodness.
I thought we were about to see 3 different knockouts in that sequence right there. Can he secure the finish here?
JD needs to find a way to get up from this position. This might be his only chance. It seems like it's been going Midwest's way, even though he got rocked a bit. He needs to find a way to get back up, but it seems like Midwest is not going to allow him as we go back to the posture. Can he finish the fight under 30 seconds left? The stamina is so low as we're approaching the 15-second mark. Here we go. Will it go to the judges' scorecards, Boiler?
It's going to got him a rubber guard for the defense. Actually, he's able to flip him over. No, just in time. There's the horn. Great fight. Nate ends up on top. Both guys just within inches of losing. So close. So close. What do you think? I suppose. I don't know. I think in the end, we're going to have a unanimous decision, probably 29-28. In the favor of Gaethje in the way of Sniper, but I guess we'll find out from the cards here. They're going to show it.
Yeah, I mean, we see the replays right here. It was pretty dominant from Midwest. I mean, it was close going to the third round, but I feel like the knockdowns might have saved Midwest as we go to Bruce Buffer with the decision.
All 3 judges score this contest 30-26. Declaring the winner by unanimous
26.
decision, Justin the
All right. Okay.
Wow. I'm not surprised at the decision.
Yeah, there was a 10-8 round in there. I should have said. I thought maybe 1 round was stolen there by JD, but I'm sure, with how many knockdowns there were, if we're going to see the stats, 4 knockdowns on the side of Midwest Sniper, so definitely a pretty easy victory for him. But four stuns by Slickster, by JD. No knockdowns, though, so stunned but wasn't able to capitalize on it.
Yeah, when I heard, I was kind of on your side when it came to 29-28, just because of the fact that JD, even though he was getting knocked down and he was getting hurt a bunch, especially that leg was hurting so much and it took him so long to switch his stance, he came back with some pull counters and was able to be competitive in the fight. So it didn't seem like it was going to be a 30-26 in my eyes. But again, I had it Midwest throughout that fight. But man, what a good scrap from both of these competitors. Even though Midwest took the dominant victory, it was just such a fun fight to commentate. So you will probably agree that I would love to see these guys fight again because it looked so awesome to see that both guys were just giving it their all when it came to that fight.
The back and forth was crazy. Midwest seemed like he had that control. As soon as I said it, again, as always, the announcer jinx. We see a big comeback by JD, rocks him a couple times. I think 2 or 3 times in that second round, if I recall. But long story short, wasn't enough, wasn't able to capitalize. But both of them almost knocked out multiple times. So rematch is definitely an order down the line.
Absolutely. And Man, if that's going to be the whole fight card, we're just seeing comebacks and just crazy scraps and both guys getting rocks, I am all for it. But speaking of scraps and all-out brawls, our next fight is going to be absolutely insane, as it's going to be Kill or Be Killed versus Pyran in our next fight. And what can you tell me about both these guys right here?
All right, let's start with Kill or Be Killed. Again, I'd heard some rumors about him. We'll see what the real deal is all about. But one of his short-term goals, get better and better each day. Wants to describe his style as in-your-face pressure, but also counter-punching. So kind of that dichotomy, it sounds like. I expect it to be a semi-close fight. He's not familiar with his opponent, but he's been training real hard. He respects his body of work, apparently. Now, Pyran, he wants to eventually make it to the ESFL, wants to get scouted through the smaller leagues, so he wants to work his way up the right way, and that's what he's doing right here at the IXC. Right now, tuning his skills, trying to get better each day. He's a brawler, and he's hoping to put on a good show here.
Absolutely. It should be a good one, as this is our third fight of the IXC3 card presented by ESFL Network, live on Twitch and on YouTube. Kill or Be Killed in the red gloves, Pyran in the blue gloves, and as we see, a power takedown to start the round quickly for Pyran. Pyran is looking really good so far.
Absolutely. That big power takedown's a way to start the fight for sure. With a bang. Make sure you put in the back of your opponent's head the rest of the fight. Look out for those takedowns. And really, that's insult to injury there with some of that great ground and pound we saw. And a nice denial as well. So great start right here.
Oh, this could actually be trouble. I know Kill or Be Killed is more of a striker when it comes to these situations, but the fact that he's getting denied so much by Pyran, this has to be a lot of trouble, especially when you were just coming out and you just get power takedown like that. But he's working his way back so far, and he might get out of this situation. Now, this has to be a whole restart for Kill or Be Killed. He needs to find a way to get some strikes back and just find his rhythm again, because now Pyran is now feeling good about himself. But the blockade is low. His back is to the cage. And again, the takedown again. This might be the story for the whole fight right here, Boiler.
Great takedown, and that's what you got to do sometimes. And you know, someone's bringing the pressure, someone's Poirier in your face, bam, big takedown. Kill or Be Killed needs to be patient here, but he's going for a submission anyway. I think it's ill-advised. He's not going to land it. Could be burning a little stamina and losing some position. Wasting some time on the bottom.
Yeah, it's real interesting that he went for a submission attempt here. After having so much momentum, you have to think that he's just grasping at straws when it comes to the ground game. He doesn't want to be here and kind of panicking of just trying to find his way out of this.
Yep, and that happens, but hey, proves us wrong, gets a nice scramble up. So we're back on the feet. Let's see if he can stay on the feet for the next 1 minute and 40 seconds or so, Kingsley.
Yeah, and it seems like as we're approaching 1 minute and 30 in this first round of our third fight, it seems like Pyran's fights out is more to drag his opponent to his level, get his back to the cage, and just bring his opponent close to him, and then go for a takedown when he's in trouble. So Kill or Be Killed needs to find a way to just have that patient pressure a little bit, try to get some strikes out, but be cautious of the takedowns, because it seems like he has to be more worried about it so far, as he's getting hit with some combinations now right here, Boiler. As an overhead tried to land, but now he gets for a takedown of his own, and this has to be good for Kill or Be Killed.
Nice, tough camera angle. I hate that. I hope they pass up someday. Get up to break the fourth wall on that. But nice reversal, though. And he tries to go for his own medicine, but denied big time. Now, Kill or Be Killed is on his back. He's got his back, Kingsley.
Yeah, he's got his back with under 10 seconds left of this fight. You have to think, if he gets a posture, maybe he can get some strikes out, but that will be the end of the first round. Again, Kill or Be Killed being taken down twice, having more than 1 minute and 30 for Pyran getting top position. But again, getting the takedown on Pyran for Kill or Be Killed has to be a nice momentum like settler for him as he approaches second round.
I think Kill or Be Killed really needs to start using some of that length that Poirier has. Some of those long jabs and straights could do a lot of damage to Volkanovski. You don't want to be pushing forward toe-to-toe with Volkanovski, especially if he's trying to take you down.
Yeah, and off to a good start for Kill or Be Killed. He was able to get that body kick to the body of Paran as he gets it again, but he suffers a combination as that's not a trade that he wants to deal with, but he's disrupted that block gauge a little bit. Now, Killer Be Killed needs to watch out for the takedown attempts. Oh, but he gets a knockdown. Never mind what I say. He is doing some work and a clinch. Oh, but a knee to the face for Killer Be Killed. Killer Be Killed is having the momentum again. It's this deja vu from our previous 2 fights as he gets a judo throw of his own. My goodness, what has happened?
Unbelievable action and more commentator jinxing as soon as we say need to step back a little bit. We got Killer Be Killed bringing the pressure, scoring huge knockdown. It's another slobber knocker we got here, Kingsley.
Absolutely, as we see the adaptability come here for Killer Be Killed, and overhand attempt just so far. Oh, both guys go for a front kick, saying we're not gonna care. It's just gonna be a huge brawl. Let's not even take it to the ground. As Paran, he's not going for the takedowns again. He's just staying in the stand-up position. You have to think this is not where he wants to be here, Boiler.
No, absolutely. He needs to try to time up a double leg potentially when Dustin's coming in. You get a little bit of a grapple advantage. So if Paran can time that with that double, if Killer Be Killed comes in a little too reckless, of course, gotta watch out for that uppercut of death. But we're not seeing any more takedown attempts. It was so successful. Now he's trying to slang and bang. That's tough to do against Poirier, man.
If it's not broke, you don't fix it. As we're approaching 2 minutes here in our second round of our third fight here, Killer Be Killed gaining some momentum back again, but Paran, he's trying to stay in the stand-up with his opponent right here, trying to play his back to case, tries to go for a front kick, but easily blocked for Killer Be Killed. Killer Be Killed is getting some nice combinations out, and a nice vicious front kick, and that head hold is gonna take some vast damage as Killer Be Killed. He is looking really great so far as he gets a hook, but as I say, the commentator's curse as he gets knocked down again. What? Paran is taking again, and that is it. That is it, Boiler. The knockdown for Paran as he gets the strike and the knockdown, and he takes the victory over Killer Be Killed.
That's a beautiful. This is the night of commentator curse, and I don't care because we're getting tons of action. It was an incredible sequence. I want to see the replay of exactly that. Was just like a flash to my eyes what happened there. But unbelievable comeback, Paran. Big time. I was just about to say that Killer Be Killed is starting to stalk and really work his opponent, and he has his prey in his sights, and he's going for the kill. As soon as that happens, look, total reversal. Bam. End of the night. TKO. Paran with the win.
Absolutely. It seemed like the momentum was like a little bit of a roller coaster. We were like, okay, Paran, he's doing really great with the ground game in the first round. And then Killer Be Killed was like, wait a minute, the second round's going to be mine. I'm going to get you back and just take down and knock you down. But then Paran, playing a little bit of a counter puncher, keeping to the stand-up, he was able to just get that right combination to knock down his opponent and keep his opponent down there. So when it went to the ground and pound, he knew exactly what he wanted to do, just concentrate to the phase when it came to the ground and pound. And apparently Killer Be Killed didn't have an answer. So very unfortunate for Killer Be Killed. He had a good showing that second round, but it wasn't enough as Paran was able to get that victory. But man, what a scrap and what a fight. And we're only halfway through the card, Boiler. We still have 3 more fights to go. And speaking of that next fight to go before our co-main and our main event, we have another amazing fight for you guys. It is going to be Captain Slack versus ICB Miss in this next competition. And Boiler, what do you have about these two competitors right here?
All right, let's start with Captain Slack. Like many of the competitors here, really wants to make it to the ESFL roster, trying to use IXC as that launching pad to the next level. Balanced, tries to do what they don't expect. You know, that's his creed right here. Close fights, lots of grappling, a fair amount of striking. Actually likes to go to the distance a lot, so patient and time management's on his side. A little bit of trash talk to his opponent. Make sure he doesn't delete it again after he loses. Missed. ICB missed very quickly. He's trying to keep that ICB train rolling. A new fight camp, pressuring counter strike with head movement, looking for a KO.
Yeah, here we go. Our fourth fight before the co-main and main event match. And all right, we're starting off with a banger as ICB Miss was able to get a rock into a takedown attempt. And man, but a submission attempt. A submission attempt from Captain Slack saying if you're going to take him down, you're going to suffer the consequences and go into a guillotine situation. And man, Boiler, I haven't even started the introductions, but these guys are going for the gusto so far in this first minute.
Hey, that's the night tonight. It's the last night before October. They're trying to make summer go with a bang. It ain't over with for them. They still got the fireworks. That was a tough submission attempt. Eddie Alvarez got some great submission defense, and we just actually saw a nice little reversal sweep there by Eddie Alvarez. So, Great Misty playing his cards smart, and I think being pretty patient, takes Captain Slack down. And he's got Captain Slack's back now, Kingsley. Let's see if he has the patience to take advantage.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, so far it's been a ground war, and Great Miss was able to get that rock in the first couple of minutes as he's going for a submission again, and it seems like his opponent, Captain Slack, is going to be able to get out of it. But again, this constant pressure when it comes to submissions and striking, you have to think Captain Slack wants to get back into the stand-up position, but he doesn't want to get rocked. So let's see if he's able to get out of it. But as soon as I say that, ICB Miss able to get into the timeout, denying transitions. Is he going to go for the posture up here as we're not even 2 minute warning? But here we go. We're going back to the stand-up. Tries to go for a front kick. Captain Slack does in the red gloves. Gets a nice takedown of his own. And this is the momentum that he needs. He needs to go into the posture. Just gain some respect from his opponent right here.
Well, we have the two choices here. Poirier and Alvarez are two of the biggest brawlers out there, right? But we're seeing some jiu-jitsu here. So interesting matchups. Two great strikers going to the ground. Captain Slack has got a dominant position here. Look like back into the sprawl. We'll see if Captain Slack's able to keep it on the ground here for the next minute or 20 seconds. Not too much damage yet, though, so...
Yeah, and this posture up is actually a lot more damaging than what we seen from the previous game in UFC 3. That this actually carries a lot more damage, and those uppercuts will cause a lot of health to go down. But as we say that, under 1 minute, we're into the clinch attempt. Miss trying to get out of it. He does, and now the body shots are landing for Captain Slack. But Captain Slack, he doesn't need to whiff. Let's see if he gets some combinations out. He's able to get it, but nice lefts from Miss. Miss trying to go for a head kick there, but not landing as we're under 30 seconds. A nice catch, but doesn't have any dice to his opponent. And both guys trying to find their distance, trying to find their range with some combinations, but a nice uppercut landing for Miss as we are getting closer and closer to the end of the first round here. And it seems like we're going to have a restart, unfortunately, here, Boiler.
Yep, that's part of the game, but it's good. It's essentially on the way to be fixed. Look, don't worry about that, folks. What we got here is a pretty damn good fight. First round, pretty close. Captain Slack, I will give him that first round. He had some of that. He did get some damage in the ground and pound there at the end. Usually you win by damage, and if you look at the numbers there, Captain Slack, I think, has that first round in hand.
I mean, it's going to be really interesting how the judges score that, because even though he had 19-7 in total strikes, I mean, ICB Miss was able to get some takedowns and able to rock his opponent, so it'll be really interesting. I feel like for both these competitors, this second round is going to be really crucial on how they feel if it even goes to third round. So both guys have to put it on the line when it comes to the second round, as both guys are still getting it going. It's the repeat of the end of that first round of guys just fighting closely in the pocket, and some slips are coming out. Trying to find the combinations. Oh, a vicious hook coming from ICB Miss. Miss able to get some strikes in.
So this is what we're going to look at here. When do we get the reload here? Check out Poirier. Slack is starting to lose a little bit of stamina. Is that going to catch up to him? Is he going to start being a little slower in the combination? Is he going to start taking a little bit more damage? Or is he going to score a big takedown, as we saw right there? But can he keep him down here, and is he going to burn a little bit too much stamina? That's the question. And on the flip side, can ICB Mist be patient and try to work the long game here? Still not even halfway through the fight yet.
Yeah, not even halfway through, and Captain's like able to get the takedown, able to take his back. Let's see if he goes to submission attempt of his own. But so far, great hand fighting for both these competitors, trying to find their way into the right transition where they don't get denied. But here we go. Top mount position for Captain Slack. Captain Slack needs to get some damage done, but he gets put into a half guard. But here we go. Posture up. Ken Miz has some good defense. He's getting hit with some straights, and that's going to score very nicely for his opponent, Captain Slack here. Boiler.
Definitely. This is the position. It may not be as powerful as it used to be when I'm talking about postured up full guard. It's certainly not as powerful as it was at launch. Still powerful, and you can still hold position here, mess with your opponent's mind a little bit, get them to burn some stamina. get some damage, and you're getting control time. So if you want to play that long game, you can still stay in someone's guard if you're not threatened. And so look what happens when you get swept like that.
Yeah, very huge reversal, and going for a submission attempt here. Miss, especially with the low stamina, you have to think Captain Slack, it was a good idea in the moment, but again, the submission defense has been on point for ICB Miz, as he's gonna be able to keep the top mount into the half guard. And you have to think, with approaching 1 minute 30 in the second round, he has to go back to the posture up and just keep hammering his opponent with some damaging strikes, as we see right here, Boiler.
Absolutely, this is Miz's time to shine. He's got 1:15. He can score a couple big his draining stamina. No, but he misses that. If he had that, it could have been a different story, but great effort there by Miz.
Yeah, great effort by Miz, as we're under 1 minute here in the second round. And let's see what Captain Slack does. He is able to deny the transition back into a top mount. And this is his opportunity to strike with under 40 seconds left in the second round. And these strikes are coming hot and heavy. And the defense is failing Miz. And now, again, it's going to be really interesting to see the fight stats after this round. But man, so far so good for Captain Slack here.
No, I think he's doing more damage in this round.
Ooh, but as we say that, missed. Oh boy, the 1 second
by the horn, I think, Kingsley. I mean, he was kind of gassing there. May not have been able to finish the combo, but not sure about that. That was kind of saved, I think, at the horn there.
Oh man, this is going to be really interesting. If it keeps up the same way that I think it's going to go, if it goes to judges' scorecards, I'm going to be really interested how they score this entire fight, because like, I don't want to say it's close. I've been calling the fight, but ooh,
I can see it being one round.
I
mean, the first round was really tough. You made a good point. Did drop him. I think it's pretty damn close. That one I would give to Captain Slack. So I think it's 1-1, possibly 2-0 Captain Slack. But I'm not a judge. Trust me.
Yeah, thank God we're not judges, because man, it's going to be crazier and crazier. And as we see, another takedown attempt for Captain Slack. That's going to score points, as it's both mom spaghetti time for both these competitors. They need to put in a definitive round if they want to take this home. So let's see what happens as we go into the strikes. I think that was a nice hook from Captain Slack, but again, these knees are landing for Miz. Miz able to get some strikes in, but the stamina is going so low for Captain Slack. Captain Slack trying to find a slip, but when it comes to the situation, Miz was able to get some pull counters and some slip counters to rock his opponent. And with overhands like that, Captain Slack is not going to do himself any favors, as the stamina will go low and his body shots are going to get hit. And man, so far, Boiler, any one mistake could change the difference of this whole fight right here.
Right, well, Missy's putting on some pressure, but I'm seeing some decent defense coming out of Slack. Will any of them catch the other with a big pull counter or something is the question. At this rate, Misty really needs to start going for broke. I think at best he's tied 1-1, probably down on the scorecards. Maybe not go for broke, but he needs to use all that stamina. Don't leave anything in the tank. Be smart about it, but you need to bring a lot of pain right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is what he's doing. I think he's listening to what you have to say, because, like, he's putting on the pressure. He has his opponents back to the cage, and he's disrupting that blockade. He has enough stamina to use it all, so you have to go for broke. And a nice slip hook into the face of Captain Slack. Captain Slack trying to answer back, but these clinch attempts, knees, are going to do some damage. But a nice hook coming from the way of Captain Slack. Captain Slack is trying to play a little bit of a turtle defense a little bit, as we're under 2 minutes in the third and final round. Great miss. Has to find a way. Oh, he tries to go for an overhand, but gets countered by Captain Slack.
That was his chance, Kingsley. If he hit him with a nice short strike, that could have rocked him, but missed with that big overhand, unfortunately. Wasn't even able to get it.
Oh, and there it is.
And they do a takedown. What do you think about that? Do you think that's a good decision? If you get crucifix,
it's a good decision, because he gets the crucifix right here, Broiler. I mean, he's able to get put back into the side control, but with all the stamina, and you get the knockdown. I think, no, it wasn't a knockdown. It was a rock. But with 1 minute left, that's going to play huge dividends with the judges' scorecard. So the fact that he's able to get this control again, but here we go, instant stand-up. This could be anybody's fight, but again, Miz was able to get some nice combinations out. Captain Slack has to go for the guts up. Oh, but a vicious knockdown from Miz. Will this be it? 30 seconds left. Oh, but the reverse. Here we go. Captain Slack needs to make some noise here in the posture up. He needs to take his opponent down. a little bit more in head health. The Black Age is low. He needs to go back to Pajo. He gets it under 10 seconds left. Here we go. Can he find his way back? Is this to be it? Oh, that one slip might have caused a difference as we go to the judges' scorecards. That one sliver of head health might have just saved that defense, might have just saved the victory for ICB Miss. My goodness.
That absolutely saved him. He was one straight away from destruction. At one point, I'm not even sure what strikes landed, but they were both rocked. Wow, unbelievable fight, an unbelievable round. I mean,
was that a double rock? That whole knockdown, was it a double rock?
That was it. That replay right there.
Wow.
One was rocked.
Oh my goodness. Well, we give the Bruce Buffer to give us the difficult decision. Oh, we're not even going to hear it. Who won? Is it Miss? Is it Captain Slack? It is Miss taking the victory. I wish we could have saw what happened with judges' scorecards, how they scored it.
Yeah.
But man, Miss was able to put on the show and get some knockdowns, and that proved to be the key in his victory against Captain Slack there, Boiler.
Wow, absolutely. I mean, he won that first round, or that third round for sure. I gave Slack the second round. So I think that first round, as you said, he got that knockdown. Maybe that was scored more than, double the strikes landing. Makes sense. It's not an automatic win like boxing if you knock somebody down in MMA. But if you knock them down, you got a pretty good chance to win that round. So really brought the pain, missed right there. I mean, as I said, don't leave anything in the tank. He was pretty judicious and smart about his stamina the first 2 rounds. But if you're doing a 3-round fight and you have 90% stamina, you got to use it all. And that's what he did. He took some risks, but it paid off.
In a key sequence in that whole fight, in the last couple of seconds, we saw the double rock and we saw Captain Slack get knocked down and Miss went into the ground, but then Captain Slack having the wherewithal to reverse it, and he came so close of stealing that victory. I mean, if he's seen that judge's decision and the fact that he was 1 strike away, if he didn't go for that straight, maybe if he goes for a hook, going left or right, he probably would have taken that victory and stole the whole fight. So again, what a good contest. Beautiful. Before we get into our whole 2 big title fights. But before we get to that, let's take a look at our fight card to just recap what we've all been saying. Just get a little bit of a refresher before we get into some real craziness. I mean, Boiler, the last 4 fights have been absolutely amazing. What fight really stuck to you when you look back at this fight card?
Oh, man, they were all so good. The one we just watched is right up there with fight of the night, but that's just recency bias because that Killer Be Killed versus Paran was a sick fight. Midwest and JD, good fight as well. And even that Aussie, if you remember, geez, we've been on about an hour, even less than an hour. Seems like so long ago we've had so many good fights, but remember that Aussie surviving and all the craziness going there. So I don't give out the performance bonuses, but I feel like it's quite possible someone on our prelims is going to win that fight bonus, that performance bonus. We got 2 championship fights coming up, so they might have something else to say about that. But wow, great fights, especially those last couple.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single fight, it got me to the edge of my seat of like, where is this fight going to go? I mean, with that Aussie, with the multiple restarts, and it was able to take that victory again from Mac, and then again, as you said, Midwest put on the show. I mean, I think that had to be my fight of the night so far because I didn't think that fight was going to be super close, but Midwest put on the show. Killer Be Killed, just unfortunate in his loss against Paran. Paran put on a good show. And then Captain Slack versus Miss. Again, as you say, Barler, all these fights have been amazing, and it just kept on being better and better in just the fight quality. And we still have 2 more fights to go. And not only are they co-main events and main event fights, they are 2 title fights. And speaking of title fights, it is time for our co-main event of the evening for IXC 3 on the ESFL network, live on Twitch and on YouTube. It is going to be Shells 2K putting his IXC featherweight title on the line against Joe the Monster 21. And Boiler, when you look at the scouting report, this is going to be a 5-round slobber knocker.
Oh, man, and they got a little bit of harsh words for each other. Nothing too crazy, but let's start with Shells. He wants to prove he's best in the league with a record of 5-0 to date. Certainly looking this way, he says. He said, another quote from him, believes his opponent has everything, or his opponent thinks that he has everything figured out, that he has a game plan. But Shells is telling him he's going to be in for a reality check on fight night. He says that Joe's a very high-level player. They respect each other, but it's not going to be a breeze, and Shells is coming for the win. Joe, the monster, wants to just prove that he belongs, put on a show, pressure boxing, wrestling. Man, here we go. It's for that strap IXC championship, Kingsley.
This is the moment you've been waiting for, guys. Joe the Monster in the blue gloves, being a challenger for Shell Suke's featherweight IXC title. Here we go. It's a 5-round co-main event fight here for the title. Who is going to take it? It's not going to be a 3-round fight where you need to put everything on the line. This is a war. This is a battle of attrition. And so far, we are seeing the challenger getting a nice takedown back into the full guard. But a good start so far for the challenger right here.
Nice.
But as soon as I say that.
Reversal, yeah, just as we said, got a nice, what's Max going to do here, though? Is he going to stay on the ground, or is he going to try to get up as quick as possible? That's my question.
Yeah, but he's going back into the posture up, and again, these strikes are gonna do damage. Max Holloway is no slouch when it comes to the ground and pound, so Shell Suke, even though he got taken down, he's looking to feel real good with his posture up game. But as soon as I say that, it's just gonna be another commentator's curse constantly. We're just gonna go back and forth with the reversals as Joe the Monster are able to take it back and go for a posture of his own. But nice defense coming from the champion, Shell Suke, getting some nice strikes out, but again, the denial of transitions from Joe the Monster so far. It seems like we're going to have a ground warfare title fight right here.
And that's real interesting. Similar to one of the fights earlier tonight when you got two high-level strikers, sometimes it ends up on the floor. And usually when you have a top dominant position, it's hard to tell yourself, I need to stand up. You need to start landing damage. Well, we just again with Shells for the second time when maybe he should have worked to stand up and fight on his feet. He gets reversed, put on his back. Kind of a tough situation for him now, but nice head movement. We'll see if he takes a lot of damage or is able to negate a lot of this from Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been back and forth. I think we've seen like at least 5 reversals so far, more than we've seen in the prelims, that both guys are just very skilled when it comes to the ground game. We're seeing a lot of transition denials, but it seems like the posture up is what both gentlemen want to be at when it comes to doing damage. And you see another ground and pound body shot coming out of the way for Joe the Monster. Monster, he's trying to find a way to deny the transition, trying to feint his way into a half guard as he does, as we're approaching the 1-minute mark in about 15 seconds right here. And so far, if you have to give the round to somebody, Boiler, who do you think is winning this round so far?
Kind of tough. I'm going to say Joe, just because he's had a little bit more time on top, I think. I'm not sure about the damage, but I think in the end, he's had a little bit more time and a little bit better with the transitions and kind of and those reversal sweeps that we saw earlier.
Yeah, as we're approaching the 30-second mark here in our first round of our first of 2 title fights here on the IXC3 fight card live here on the ESFL network. And again, these posture of nice defense coming out of the way of Shell Suke, but again, those denials are telling the story as it's just straining that stamina for both competitors.
Yeah.
As we're under 10 seconds left, and it seems like we're going to stay in this position.
There by Shells at the end, no reason to waste the stamina trying to get up for 5 seconds. I mean, every little bit counts. When, as we saw in our last fight, one straight can make all the difference between life and death at the end. So, got to keep a little tighter there, but you know, luckily, there are rounds. The horn blew. He can get back on his feet and hopefully retain this championship, because at this rate, it's not looking too good for him.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a champion, your adaptability has to be your #1 concern when it comes to these fights. Because you know the challenger is always going to go for broke, but how you adapt to your fighter's ability is going to tell how much of a champion you are. As we are now in the second round of our first of 2 championship fights for the IXC fight card right here. Shell Suke in the red gloves, Joe the Monster in the blue. Here we go. Let's see what happens as a nice catch into a spinning back elbow from Shell Suke. And now we're into the clinch, into a takedown situation. And now it seems like Shell Suke is trying to keep this standing up right here, Boiler.
Absolutely. And it looks like he's doing a good job being smart, not just denials, like he got a denial there, but also denying with his fist. You know, there's 2 ways to deny, maybe 3 actually. punching your opponent in the face and then trying to actually stuff it. But a nice turning takedown, and Joe is in a great position, even though it gets sprawled out right there. We'll see how this sequence goes here.
Absolutely, and you saw the total strikes landed in the lower third a couple of seconds ago. It was 56 in favor to Joe the Monster to Shells2K's 38. So Shells2K needs to bring some more strikes out, especially in the stand-up since he got back up, and he needs to just take the opponent. Oh, but a nice, again, the spinning back elbow. But he needs to watch out for the trades and just watch out for his opponent going for the clinch, because Joe the Monster wants to stay close to his opponent. He wants to just make this a dirty boxing ground fight as he takes it back a little bit. But Shells2K doing a nice job defending, but you have to think, if he is constantly on the back foot defensive, he can't really go on the offensive with all these strikes landing on his face.
Right, for sure, for sure. Very good patience there. I thought we just saw a lot of patience by Shells, kind of in a tough position, but didn't overreact or underreact. And he's free again, but maybe needs to stay a little further away. Joe's catching him up in these clinches. You got to use that reach as Holloway, I would think, a little bit more maybe. Nice kick to make some distance, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you have to think, when he's landing these combinations, he just needs to take a step back and just assume that his opponent is going to go for the takedown as he lands a nice body shot and a nice leg kick for his Shells. But again, Joe the Monster able to get the clinch, but not really doing much, as we're seeing Shells2K just denying these takedowns and these clinch attempts very nicely so far. And it seems like Joe the Monster is just going to stick to his game plan.
He is, and you know what? It is a 5-rounder, so if he thinks that he can wear down Shells, not just his stamina bar, but actually mentally wear him down enough where he'll just kind of give up, and then you can start dragging him to the ground at will. That's what he might be trying to implement here.
Yeah, we saw earlier that he tried to go for a takedown attempt, but didn't fully complete the motion, and Shells2K was able to keep on the stand-up. But it seems like the strikes are now in favor of Shells2K, as he is now finding his range, and the overhand trying to land for Joe the Monster, but doesn't really land much. And now we're just seeing the body shots and the hooks landing for Shells2K, taking the momentum. But again, the clinch attempt, trying to bring his opponent close, and that will be the end of the second round. And a good rebound round for Shells2K right there, Boiler.
Great rebound. That's about as perfectly as he could fight in, at least in terms of adjusting it after the first round. Did not go his way, and he was on the ground, and that was a great recalibration, let's say that. And putting some good combos together as well. Needs, in my opinion, and you mentioned it as well, I think needs to kind of keep that distance, get in there for a little bit of a combo and back out. Volkanovski won't be able to reach him.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. It's the third round of this 5-round fight. The championship is on the line for the featherweight division on the IXC league. And let's see what happens. An angle nice gets denied again. Nice stuff from Shells2K. He is able to deny these takedowns. And Joe the Monster, he just doesn't want to be in a situation where he has to fight as a range fighter, because Max Holloway is going to have the range, and he's going to have the advantage when it comes to these fights.
Absolutely. He's got that stamina advantage. I mean, Volkanovski is no one to sneeze at, but I believe Holloway has a 99 cardio, so it's going to be pretty hard to out-stamina him.
Absolutely. These guys can absolutely go 5 rounds, and now we're just seeing combinations trying to fly from both of these competitors. But a nice body shot into the clinch attempt, taking it back, and now the slam, and now we see the total strikes landed 72-79 in favor of Joe the Monster. Shells2K able to just close in the gap when it comes to total strikes, but now it's up to Shells2K to find his way out of this situation into the clinch, because this is what exactly Joe the Monster wants to be. He wants to keep it very close to the chest and go to the ground, and it's going so well for him so far here, Boiler.
Definitely. Joe also is adjusting and recalibrating and realizing, hey, second round did not go the way I wanted it to go. I need to get back to taking him down, to just grinding him out, frustrating him, putting him up against the fence. It's going well for him. He's starting to get a little bit of a stamina advantage, maybe not that much, but that's what he needs to do. He needs to get that clinch. He needs to get those takedowns. If Shells is going to stand toe-to-toe with him, then that's what Joe's going to be doing, and he's well-served at doing it as long as he doesn't catch a nasty uppercut coming in or something.
Yeah, and taking a little bit a moment ago, you saw Joe the Monster able to get that clinch and just transition the body of Shells2K to his back to the cage, trying to like set up another clinch or another takedown attempt. As we see another one here, landing for Joe the Monster. That's been his game plan, and nice, just good 2 takedown round for him so far as we're approaching under 2 minutes. And so far, so good for Joe the Monster. This is exactly the round he needed for a rebound here.
Yeah,
Again,
Shells doesn't seem to have an answer.
Shells.
Shells doesn't seem to have an answer to the turning takedowns. He stuffed the single leg ankle pick and a couple others, but that
but a huge rock!
Oh man!
Huge rock for Shells 2K as he is finally finding his rhythm again. Joe the Monster has his back to the cage. Is he going to try to go for a clinch and turn his opponent around? But Shells 2K able to deny transitions. Oh, but a vicious head kick lands. Head kick lands for Shells 2K. Smelling blood in the water as it's under 1 minute for both of these gentlemen in this title fight. Shells 2K getting a nice momentum shift, but again, the clinch, taking the stamina low. But a nice sidestep from Shells. Shells into the clinch. Again, Joe the Monster trying to use every avenue to his belt to just take down the stamina of his opponent right here, Boiler.
Definitely, and we're headed into championship rounds. Only 10 seconds left. Both guys starting to get gassed and taking some damage, but both have a lot more fight in them as they finish.
Oh, but the slip straight.
Wow, that's a commentator curse because as soon as I was calling the round over, 1 second to go, and puts him on his butt.
That knockdown was an answer to the question of whether you were going to try to stand out with him. As we see the nice slip straight into the face of Volkanovski, and he just ultimately collapsed. No telling what could have happened if he had maybe just 10 seconds left. That could have been the end of the fight. But again, Joe the Monster, he has another chance at life as he's into the championship rounds as the challenger. You have to think he needs to just trying to find a way to take down his opponent again, because he needs to not keep this standing up here as we're in the championship rounds, ladies and gentlemen, of our first of 2 title fights.
And Shells is learning, and he stops the turning take. Got to be disheartening for Joe right there. That's the last trick he had in his bag, essentially, or at least that I'm aware. We'll see. He's still coming hard, though. But if he gets stuck on that, he's kind of running low on options here.
Yeah, I feel like for Shelsuke, his move needs to be either a slip straight or an uppercut when he sees his opponent going for the takedown. I feel like one of those moves will give the advantage to Shelsuke to put this away. But as soon as I say that, Joe the Monster able to get the takedown as total strikes landed. And now 111 in favor of Joe the Monster to 97 of Shelsuke. So far, he's been keeping on pace when it comes to striking. But this is where he needs to do the most of his damage in the ground game, in top position. Right here, he needs to get some damage on his opponent.
Yeah, there's only so many more times he's going to be able to get the top mount right here against Shells. This might be the last time for the entire fight. So if he wants to pull something out, it's now, I think.
And what he pulls out is the submission into an armbar. It seems like Shelsuke, the champion, is able to get out of it. Just nice, skillfully defense and offense, just combating each other. And it seems like Joe the Monster, he's just going to forego the submission, just keep top mount. And this is where he wants to be. He wants to keep it here because who knows how the Jets are going to score in the previous 3 rounds. And he's doing some damage here as a head health is going off the screen. It's getting red. Wow. Can we have a new champion? No. So close again, Boiler.
Unbelievable. It looked like he was just going to block all those with his face, but somehow survives. Back to full mount, Kingsley. This is never time, I think. Right now, if he wants to win this belt, he's got 2 minutes. If he doesn't do it in this round, I don't know if he's going to be able to get back here.
It's going to be disheartening for Shelsuke. He was having such a good momentum in that 3rd round trying to get that knockdown. But now we're just in Joe's world when it comes to the ground game. And he's taking advantage of it, just draining the clock a little bit, just keeping the time out. And these denials are just doing so much work for Joe the Monster as he's just denying transitions, going to a half guard. But now he gets put back into a full guard right here. Just draining the stamina of Shelsuke. And Shelsuke tries to get down. Oh, and this is big. With 1 minute to go in the 4th round of championship rounds. Can Shelsuke find a way to put this away? Or will Joe the Monster find a way to be new when it comes to the end of it? Here we go. Let's see what happens here, Boiler.
For sure. About 40 seconds to go. I don't know if we're going to see any takedown attempts, so they may just slug it out. Neither of them's taking a step back, though. We're going...
Watch for the slip straight. I feel like the slip straight or uppercut, that's going to be the move for Shelsuke. if Joe the Monster just find his range and try to go for a clinch possibly. But you see just nice moves going for the leg kick with Shelsuke as we're under 5 seconds left. Head kick, tries to land, but doesn't go for a body shot as he goes for a takedown. And now we're in the 5th and final round of this first title fight. Boiler, what a contest so far.
Absolutely. We're seeing a lot of back and forth. I think what you said is exactly what we're going to need to see coming out of the champ. We're going to need some more uppercuts. We're going to need a little bit more conservative play, and don't get taken down. You can counter him. Maybe back up a little bit. Bring Volkanovski, bring Joe the Monster into your traps. You're going right into his face now, though, getting lit up and taken down. Great denial, though. Great denial.
Great denial for the 5th and final round of this co-main event fight for the featherweight title of the IXC. As we see Shelsuke, can he put it away, or will Joe the Monster find a way to clinch his way into a victory as he gets his opponent back to the cage, trying to take the back? Oh, is he going to go for a submission attempt right here?
Oh, and he's not down either, so he's just lost all of his...
This is actually trouble for Shelsuke here, Boiler. I mean, if he goes for a rear naked choke, this could be his time. This is his one moment. If he gets it out, here we go. Oh, this could be the huge moment for Joe the Monster. Oh, but the escape, Shelsuke doing so well defending. He can't flick away.
Oh, Shells has his mind games. It's like he was reading his mind. Great defense by Shells. Wow. He was in trouble, and he just played it perfectly.
Wow, that is a huge momentum loss for Joe the Monster. But as soon as I say that, with 3 minutes left in this round, he gets back up. Shells is able to get back up. We're back into the stand-up. You have to think Shells, he wants to just keep on his striking. He needs to not get in this clinch attempt. But again, just pushes the opponent his back to the cage. Joe the Monster just doing so well in the clinch here, Boiler.
Definitely. I mean, the good news for Shells is he has a lot of head health, so I don't know if he's going to get finished at this rate. But now you got to wonder, what's the scorecards looking like? And do you trust the judges?
Oh, boy.
What are you going to do here? What are you going to do about it, Shells? Are you going to be the champ? You got to step up and win that battle. You can't rely on the judges. Give it to you.
Oh, but we see a rock. Huge rock on Shells. Huge rock on Shells. The champ is in danger, but he's able to deny it. Both guys stamina is so low. My goodness, we were so close to it and new, but it's still on the table. Shelsuke off the ropes, but Joe the Monster pressuring back. Oh, he's trying to go for a slip straight, but doesn't land. Oh, the body shots are landing, taking a attack on the stamina of Joe the Monster. Joe the Monster going for another takedown, but doesn't get it into a clinch. Tries to go for uppercut, doesn't land. Under 1 minute left. You can't leave it to the judges' scorecards. Anything is possible. Let's see what happens here, Boiler.
Let's go. 43 seconds and counting. Both of them hurt. Both of them pressing forward.
Oh, and they're going to try to keep it standing. Can Joe the Monster get at least a clinch attempt to attack the body? He goes for a takedown, tries to attack the body. Takes it back, I'm sorry. 20 seconds left in the 5th and final round. Oh, but the uppercut doesn't do enough damage. Oh my goodness. Are we going to go to just scorecards? Who's going to go for a crazy knockdown? It doesn't land, as we will go to the judges' scorecards, Boiler. What a fight as we take a look at the replay here. My goodness, man.
As the one and only Dana White would say, do you want to be a freaking fighter? With a different word. Beautiful back and forth. Both guys. We're seeing some good groundwork on both ends, but lots of fun power shots, combos, and defense. Neither man wanted to back off from one another, so I can't believe it went 5 rounds, to be honest, Kingsley.
It could have been one way or another. We saw the surprising rock on the head of Shells as we go to Bruce Buffer for the official decision.
All right.
Rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges score the contest 48-47. For the winner by unanimous decision, Alexander.
Wow! And your new IXC featherweight champion, Joe the Monster 21, taking a close victory against a former champion, we have to say now, in Shelsuke. What a contest, man.
Very fun fight. Joe the Monster, congratulations. He really stuck to the game plan, kind of wavered at first, but got right back onto it. And in the end, he said, you know what? I've taken you down. I'm going to keep putting the pressure and keep trying to take you down, but I'm also going to slug it out. I'm just going to keep grinding. You know, he could have easily folded. He had a lot of adversity, especially early on, but he squeaks out that unanimous 3-2. Lots of fun, and congratulations, man. You're the champ, Joe.
Congratulations. I mean, in that fifth and final round, when we saw The Rock on Shell 2K, I was like, oh no, what if that's The Rock that cost him the round? And we saw from the total strikes from round to round, it seems like Joe the Monster had a steady lead in that second round. Shell 2K was able to just close in the gap, but he was never able to take advantage. He was able to get some rocks, but it wasn't enough. Again, such a close fight. Both guys have to be proud of that contest. I'm sure that we're going to see a rematch down the line in the IXC, but man, if you're the IXC, if you're one of the 7 members, you have to be proud of that fight, because that was an amazing fight to see there, boy.
And this entire card, but just that fight, of course, we have the main event for the middleweight championship coming up, but just this past fight, let alone all the other fights on this card, if you are a staff member or just a hardcore fan of IXC, you're definitely smiling right now. It's been a great night for this organization.
Absolutely. And before we get into all the things that we've been waiting for, let's just remind you guys that we are live here on the ESFL Twitch channel and live on ESFL on YouTube. You could follow the Twitch channel. If you want to be a part of this community, you can also subscribe to the YouTube channel. And if you want to be a fighter in one of these affiliate leagues, put your name in the spotlight, or even be an ESFL fighter and work your way up to the title, because we finally have our 2 title champions right now in Romero and Dapikin. Just feel free to join our Discord, our Twitter, follow the Twitter, all our social media, the Twitch and YouTube. It's a lot of great things are happening, and a lot of great things happening in the future. I mean, you want to be a part of this whole community, because it's just going to get better and better and better. But Boiler, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's about that time. You thought that last title fight was good? We have the main event for the IXC middleweight title on the line. It is going to be Gamebred versus the champion Youngkillz in this contest. And Boiler, this is going to be an amazing fight right here.
It's so hard to follow the fights we've seen tonight, but if there's a matchup that could do it, it could be this one. So I think we're in for fireworks. Gamebred, former champ. His goal, fully understand every facet of this game. His quote, as long as I keep sending these bums to the showers, it won't be long. He adapts to his opponent's style, capitalizes on mistakes, expects a finish in under 3. So bet that under if you're trying to get in on that Vegas odds. Of course, the champ, Youngkillz. My goal, get better at the game, get back to the top 10 and ranked. He's a calculated pressure fighter, likes to read his opponent, and then start to explode with combinations. He's ready to go and defend that title right now.
We are all ready to go, as this is your main event, ladies and gentlemen. Youngkillz in the red gloves and Gamebred in the blue, using Jacare Sosa and a cannon airplane. Oh, but a knockdown! Knockdown in under 30 seconds. My goodness, Youngkillz has coming in for the kill, and he's not playing games. Says this is my title. What a way to start from Youngkillz right there. My goodness.
That is a statement. I'm going to put you against the cage. I'm going to put you on your butt, and I'm just going to step back and try to do it again. And he's breaking that block down and landing that round shot very effectively there. So great start. The first minute of the first round in the books. We'll get the action started again real quick, but a big, strong start. We'll see if he can keep that pressure up, though.
Yeah, the game couldn't handle the crazy pressure that we saw as we go a little bit of deja vu again. What a crazy sequence to start off. Can Youngkillz do it again against Gamebred, as Gamebred is just standing still, switching up his stance a little bit, as he doesn't want to get caught with another knockdown again, as he's already under the judges' scorecards with that knockdown. But a huge body shot landed from Youngkillz.
Yeah, it's got him nice, vulnerable action. Good little pop to the gut. Gamebred recovers, though. Both throwing pretty heavy. I don't know. Souza is got respectable stand-up, but I don't know if you want to trade in the pocket with Cannonier. I mean, that is a lot of power. I know a lot of people that have been using Cannonier and having fun with him lately, so very interesting matchup.
Yeah, very interesting. As we see Gamebred try to go for all these crazy strikes. He tried to go for overhand, attacking the body a little bit of Cannonier. But Youngkillz, he's been savvy. He's the champ for a reason. Just taking his time, just not being pressured in this 5-round championship fight. He wants to take his time, and the takedown attempt. And this is not where you want to be if you're Youngkillz facing a Zachary Sosa right here, Boiler.
Absolutely not. And Gamebred said, you know what? I've tried the pressure fighter aspect. I tried that angle on Youngkillz. It's not working. Let me get it to the ground. Let me use Jacare's elite grappling, but we get a stand up here by Youngkillz. He just man strength and just puts him against the cage and stands up.
This is not where you want to be if you're Gamebred. If you have your back to the cage and you're trying to face those strikes, you need to find a way to slip. He's able to go back to the center of the octagon, but Youngkillz, he's finding his avenues where he wants them. He had a nice straight land to the face of Gamebred. Gamebred just taking a back foot a little bit, just swinging for the fences with the hooks, not letting. Oh, head kick land! Head kick lands for Youngkillz as he has his opponent back again in the knockdown. Gamebred is on trouble. He's in trouble, but he gets a takedown again. You have to think, with under 40 seconds left, he needs to at least go for a submission attempt or go for a posture to get some momentum back, because, man, Youngkillz is putting on the show right here, Boiler.
He is, and good defense from the bottom there. Gamebred might have missed an opportunity. He's getting some ground and pound damage here, though, certainly. Adding up. Losing a lot of stamina for the efforts he just gave, though.
Yeah, and again, the nice get up. Oh, tries to go for a head kick. Oh, that could have been damaging. That could have been. Oh, that's your roll. I know that 1 second likes to hang on for a little bit longer to get the knockdown for the opponent. So the fact that he went for a head kick right there, you have to think he's a little bit frustrated of how that whole round went for Gamebred.
You're really frustrated. Comes out, gets knocked down in the first 20, 30 seconds. And remember, that's accelerated time. That's like 15, 20 seconds of real life. So you literally start the fight, catch a few combos, and you're on your butt against the cage. That's going to get you frustrated.
Absolutely. As we are getting the second round of our championship main event fight, Youngkillz in the red gloves using Cannonier, the challenger Gamebred in the blue gloves using Zachary Sosa in a nice catch of the leg, tries to go for a head kick right there, doesn't land, and both guys just taking a moment to just fight in a phone booth. As we see nice combinations landing to the body for Gamebred as he goes for another takedown again, his third takedown of the fight, and good start for him. Opposite of the first round here, and he needs to keep his opponent to the ground, but he can with Youngkillz getting some nice defense.
Wow, I don't know if it's great defense, poor offense, or a combination.
Oh, but the front kick landing!
Kingsley, he's bad, Kingsley.
Oh my goodness, this is so. Oh, but he tries to go for it, and still your IXC middleweight champion of the world, Youngkillz gets the KO victory. Man, Boiler, what a show! What a dominant victory for Youngkillz right there.
Oh, that'll teach you not to do a spinning back fist against the cage, against the Cannonier, man. Beautiful combo with that hook and a straight on the way down. Doesn't even give him a chance to survive. Doesn't even want to play with ground and pound. He wants you unconscious before you hit the mat.
Man, I thought it was going to play a little bit differently. We saw Gamebred be game when it came to the takedowns. He was able to get 3 takedowns, but he wasn't able to keep Youngkillz down to the ground. He wasn't denying transitions. And then when it came to his back to the cage, he would just stay there and not really slip. And then as soon as he tried to slip, it was all too late. When it comes to Youngkillz, just putting on combinations, just putting so much pressure on his opponent. It was just very dominant from what we saw right there.
He really put it on him, and when he had him against the cage, it was just destruction. I mean, like you said, Gamebred had 3 takedowns, and with Souza, when you're on top of Souza, I thought Gamebred should have been a little bit more patient, really work those denials, try to work the stamina, be slow. But we got 3 straight get-ups, I believe, from Cannonier, right? So That's what happens. If you give that up, if you give up your number 1 advantage, you're scoring those takedowns, but you're not doing any damage. You're not coming close to any sort of submission, not scoring any points. that's disheartening. Even if you're landing those takedowns, you're not actually doing anything with them, and you're slowly but surely getting hurt. Head health was chipped away pretty quickly, and he got started to get desperate. Threw that spinning elbow or back fist, I'm not sure which, and game over after that. Valiant effort, but great fight, and hats off.
Yeah, I will say that spinning back fist kind of reminded me of Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva. Like, why would you go for a spinning back fist there when you're back into the cage? It just take it down and just knock down. So I was like, okay, all right. He seems to be frustrated. I mean, we saw him frustrated in the end of that first round, trying to go for a head kick, and then when he went desperate, I mean, the spinning back fist, you can't do that, especially when your opponent has the advantage of just moving back and just hitting you with the 1 and 2, and that's exactly what happened. So again, Youngkillz, you're still IXC middleweight champion of the world, and Gamebred has to go back to square one and just work his way back again. Yep. And speaking of, what were you going to say, Boiler?
Oh, I said, nope. Yep. That's exactly what he needs to do. He showed a lot of promise, 3 for 3 on those takedowns. Just needs to work a little bit more patience and some more offense when he secures them. That's all.
Absolutely. And before we go, let's just take a look back at this whole fight card in general, because it's been a crazy fight card. I mean, Fight Night has to go for the co-main featherweight title fight, because that was absolutely insane. I mean, we had so many great performances. I don't think we've seen one single submission. It's just been knockouts and decisions. But, man, it was just a crazy fight card in general.
No, absolutely. I mean, we thought maybe Slack and Mist were going to be shoo-ins for performance of the night, best fight of the night. But no, Joe's incredible performance, and just both fighters, Shells and Joe, both brought the pain. Very impressive. Up and down the card, though, like you said, there was a story to every fight. There was action to every fight. I didn't see any cheese. I didn't see any bogus tactics. It was fair fights all around and a ton of fun, and that's what we're trying to have here.
Absolutely. That's the name of the game. Like, you have fun and you fight for titles. That's the name of the game when it comes to the ESFL network and the ESFL in general. And speaking of the ESFL, coming up, we have our Saturday card, and it's going to be for one of the titles. We will finally have a title fight here in the ESFL, and that's going to be super exciting. I can't wait for you guys to watch it. It's going to be another big ESFL card this weekend. We're not going to be doing a card Sunday. We are changing how we do things a little bit, going a little bit under construction of how we're going to set forward with our current schedule. So again, there's not going to be a Sunday card. There's going to be a Saturday card, and one of the PS4 or Xbox titles will be on the line, and I can't wait for you guys to watch it. So be on the lookout for that. Again, we will be back again, I think, next Wednesday for another affiliate league to put on a show for you guys here on the ESFL network. But before then, any last words here, Boiler, for the people?
For the people, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I thought it was a really fun card from top to bottom. And this just shows that there's a lot of legit leagues out there. And it's not just ESFL, the IXC, the UFL. Look, people want to make it to the ESFL, but there's so much tough competition that having these kind of feeder leagues or affiliated leagues is such a great idea. And it's so fun to give these folks the opportunity to be on the big stage, to be on ESFL's Twitch and YouTube channel, right? Get those eyeballs and prove that they're worth it. You know, they're worth the big show. They're worth the confidence to be moved on to that next level. So I think all the fighters tonight really did show out, whether you won or lost. The boss man is going to be enjoyed your fight. I can guarantee you that. And keep up the grind. Even if you lost, just get back into the lab, keep fighting. Maybe you need a new fight camp or some new guys to spar with. Don't give up. There's more patches coming along as well. So just keep working your trade, refining your trade, and we'll see you next week. How about that?
Absolutely. And again, as always, it's always been a pleasure to commentate these fights for you guys and to commentate alongside with you, Boiler. It's been absolutely amazing. Be sure to follow the Discord, follow the Twitch channel, follow the YouTube, and maybe you. Yes, you. I'm pointing at you at the camera right there. Yes, you at that screen. You could be a part of these fights and just make a name for yourself and just practice and be in the lab and be maybe an ESFL champion one day. Anything is possible when you put the work in. So definitely be a part of this community. It's only going to get better and better, and the prizes are going to be bigger and better as we get along with this UFC 4 game, and we just go further on along with the season. But again, follow all the channels, follow the social media, the Discord, the Twitch, the YouTube, all that good stuff. Follow my man Boiler at Boiler569. Follow me at King AHCK on Twitter. This has been the ESFL Network. Shout out to Chur for doing an amazing job on production tonight. This has been the ESFL. We bid you good night, and we'll see you at the next fight card.